What? Okay, hello. Oh, check. Okay, so that was me. Total user error there. Welcome. It's my third attempt just tonight. Let me make sure that, because it just doesn't seem to be all that loud. Bear, that's not a good spot for you. Headphones, manage sound devices. Okay. Yeah, well, check. Oh, well, let me just get it closer then. All right. Sorry about that. I'm a little frustrated. It's a third attempt tonight after fighting with my speaker for like an hour and a half. All right. Thank you for being here. Sorry there is no notice. It's because every time I give notice and schedule a video ahead of time, they erase it or truncate it, and I just end up talking to myself in a void. And I'm pretty tired of that. That being said, it's been like almost 4 months since I started my no shop challenge, and figured now would be a good time to update on that. But give me a second, because I'm actually super hungry. And if I wasn't set back with the speaker and 3 YouTube video attempts and all of that stuff, I would have already stuffed my face. So hang on, I will be right back. And we'll let Bear here. You're hiding. There. Go. You take care of them for me, buddy. Okay. Back. I've got some cheese toast. And I guess maybe I'll just eat that a minute and maybe somebody will show up. Hey, Brian, how are you? Hey, Derek. Yeah, no, yeah, whatever. By the way, I do have maybe a couple cute cat videos, and goats and all that other stuff on my shorts, whatever that is. I just started doing them. Sorry to make you walk me eat. Actually, you don't have to watch, so I don't have a gun to anyone's head. Well, hey, deadbeat boy. Cool, Derek. I'm glad you like them. I make videos sometimes. My life is a lot different now, so I don't have as much time as I used to have, and priorities have just kind of changed. I remember the days where I used to sit on a computer almost all damn day, and I just can't do that anymore. But thank you so much, deadbeat boy. Yeah, pardon me. I tried. I've been fighting with computer stuff for way too long tonight. So I have to eat something. All right. How are you? How is everybody right now? Homemade sourdough and smoked Swiss from the freezer. Are you Team Trump or Team Biden? None of the above. Politics is definitely not in my life on any level. I think they're all a bunch of clowns. There has never once been a politician that cares about my well-being or yours or anybody's, so they can all just suck my big fat dick. Yeah, they're all just what a joke, man. They're all just big jokes. Like once in a while I mean, I don't have TV. Basically YouTube would be my TV, and I'll see like little titles or things once in a while, and it just reinforces why I have nothing to do with it. Besides, when I used to be involved in politics and believing that there was some savior, my life sucked ass, right? I was totally stressed out, in fear, all of these things. So I wasn't really able to move forward with my life and my dreams until I got rid of all of the nonsense, the distractions. So I am Team Human. So the third choice there. Favorite Kanye West song? I can't name a one. I don't know anything about him. I'm selling my house, buying a small farm in Kentucky. Cool. Well, good luck with that. Why Kentucky? If you don't mind. Sorry, I just have to eat, and then I'll get into it's been almost, well, I guess it's definitely been a solid 3.5 months since I started my no shop challenge. If you have a good Kanye West song that you think I should hear, though, feel free to post it and I'll listen. Well, I'm not into, I don't know any of the names that people talk about. I don't know any celebrity. I don't care to know. I mean, like, why should I really? They don't give a fuck about us, right? And just like in my move from believing that, politics and things like that, they cared about us and would save us, to now, I mean, a lot of that process was so simple because, like, who are these people? They don't care about me. They don't, they say whatever they're supposed to in their script and get people mad and hating one another, right? Fighting with their neighbors. But yeah, it's just not my thing. I take care of a few acres all by myself. I got like 4 days of help a month and lots of animals and babies and kitties and assholes, goats, and, just doing all this. Like when I moved here, it was just all grass and a house with walls and ugly white drywall, or it wasn't even white. So I've been a little bit busy just trying to like build my dream, right? Everything I've always ever talked about. I've been looking Arkansas, Missouri, and Kentucky. Yeah, well, good luck. I like the Ozarks. I don't believe the Ozarks are part of Arkansas or Missouri. We're like our own little country. And it's just a different mentality that can't really be explained unless you live here or experience it. And I don't even live in a city. So yeah, I don't have to, I don't know. I don't know what's going on out there. I don't get, but you know what? That's the distractions, right? They want us to worry about out there or this politician that or this celebrity that. And, that's why none of us are building our dreams, right? Is we live in fear. We have all these excuses why we can't, because this person's going to take that away, or this thing is going to prevent me from. Yeah, so I just don't really live that. Stegosaurus or Triceratops, homemade sourdough and cheese. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I just was fighting with this for so long. I didn't get to eat anything today, so it's after 8 p.m. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it, Brian. Like, I don't even give them my time of day. I don't know their names. I don't care. I don't know who. Wait a minute. Biden. Yeah, he's president. I don't know who the mayor, or the governor, or the senate. I don't know anything. I don't know, and I don't care. Kind of look like Lana Del Rey. Do you know who that is? I'm sorry, I don't. I'll look it up though. Mm-hmm. As soon as I get a cheese off my greasy fingers. Hmm. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna eat, and I'll get into how it's been going since I started my no shop challenge, and what's next, or if I don't even know if I'm gonna make it, because I'm speaking of politics. Although it's not political, it's just a feeling. I wonder if I'm hurting myself by not buying anything at all, because I'm not sure about. I think that 2020 was kind of like a dress rehearsal, and it may get worse. And yeah, but we'll talk about that after I'm done stuffing my face. Mm-hmm. Let's see who Lana is. Lana's so cute and sweet of you. She's adorable. Thank you. I mean, I guess if I made my hair darker and put on some makeup, I can put on some makeup and look all right once in a while, but it's not a everyday thing for sure. I usually just have like poop and sweat and crap like that all over me. Me sing, but she doesn't know. I can't sing. I sing like Cameron Diaz in My Best Friend's Wedding. I think that was like back in the 90s or something, and when I was still watching stuff like that. Neither can she. Hi, Shauna. How's it going? Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just stuffing my face. Amy Winehouse. I heard of her a long time ago. I think she died or something. Maybe. I think she was kind of like a cool chick, like Alanis Morissette, if I remember correctly. All the good ones die. Well, then that's rude, because it's saying that everyone that alive isn't good. So I don't mean it like that. I should say many of the good ones die young. Music is a dangerous industry. I don't know if you've ever noticed. It's like more dangerous than firefighters and, you know, yeah, first responders, and more dangerous than, a cop. Yeah, musicians, man. They got they got it a little rough. Playboy Cardi? Never even heard the name. I have no idea. And Beatles is, I like some of their music. Thank you, Tavistock. Funny you bring that up, though. Has anyone ever, I have recently, looked at all my favorite music? Maybe not all, because I forget. But what used to be my favorite music, and all the artists come from that tiny little place across the pond. Like statistically speaking, what are the odds of all the best musicians just coming from, one tiny little speck of dirt in this entire globe? Weird. Got one more piece, sorry. But I'm enjoying listening to or reading what you guys have to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Derek, it's kind of strange. What if all golfers came from this little area of Arkansas? I mean, wouldn't people be saying something? But I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's, some of it's good music. It makes me want to shake my butt, or sing, and some of it gives me chills and makes me feel good, but that's probably the point, right? That's how they program people, really. And I've discussed these things before, so I don't want to waste too much time, but that was another thing I had to do, in deprogramming myself. Obviously, the TV, music, movies, all of that stuff had to go. And I was thinking of all the days that I was singing and listening to all of the popular music, like, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Or, horrible things like that. And I think today's generation is a really good example of what happens when you get people repeating all of these negative and sadistic and masochistic lyrics repeatedly, right? So our mind is a computer, period. So we can program it with whatever we want. Yeah, I'm not always perfect. But I do anything I watch or listen to or whatever, I definitely take heed and I ask myself, why am I watching this? Or, so last year, 2023, I made the mistake of going back and looking at things and people, hey, Casey, of the past. And it, I felt the black magic and the NLP, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of tripped me up in my life a little bit. So I'm never going back. I just can't, Savannah, how you doing, guy? Oh, it's so good to see you all. Hopefully it works. It's my third try tonight. And I just wanted to finish this before I started talking, and I won't waste too much of your time, but thank you all for being here. And it's always good to see familiar faces or names, at least, if I don't know your face. Hmm. It helps that they don't sing with a British accent. Exactly. I had no idea all my favorites were from that tiny little strip of dirt. Like, what? Every single one of them? Oh my God. um, Pardon me. Mm-hmm. Make you watch me eat. I'm sorry. Yeah, Sarah, what's up? Well, I got a couple more bites left. What's new? What's blue? What grew? Mm. Pancakes, what flavor? Mm. Mm-hmm. Sourdough, baby. mm. I'm pretty predictable. Okay. Sorry. That was so rude. I couldn't wait anymore. I don't want to like blah, 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 but I had to fight with my speaker for an hour and a half, and then I had to restart this 3 times. So, yeah, I had to go eat. Otherwise, I would have just had yum, chili relleno. Otherwise, I would have had like 5 minutes and be like, bye. Okay. All right. Thanks for being here. Another no shop update. I haven't been doing it once a month, like I said, because it's just like, why? I don't know. And okay, so how's it going? What is it teaching me? And all that good stuff. I have emptied an entire freezer already, which is pretty awesome. And I am getting rid of the freezer burn stuff into my belly and then out the septic. And a lot of the stuff that I don't even know if I could see. I never know how to turn that. There we go. Things that came out of the freezer ended up in, making a bunch of stuff to can, which, that was kind of what I wanted, because if I lose power or whatever, then it's way easier. Well, I don't have to worry about losing all my food in the freezer, number one. And number two, it's way easier to just heat something that's already cooked for a few minutes. And it's been helping me get creative. I still feel like I pretty much eat like a queen. Sometimes I just want toast, and that's my dinner, breakfast, lunch, all in one. Oh well. Nuts. I forgot to write this on my list, but I've had these nuts in my cabinet for I have no idea how long, but I wouldn't have found them if I wasn't doing this. So that makes me feel good. Let me think. Yeah. I haven't been to a grocery store at all. I haven't. I told you before when my friend brought celery and cranberries. Oh! And then he bought me ice cream, but then I realized that it's genetically modified. So no more ice cream anymore. Well, but that's okay, right? I need to stop being a little motherfucking princess and acting like I'm supposed to be able to eat whatever I want at any time. I like getting creative and again, going through waste, getting creative and just not having to go to a store. Although that has cut into my social time because my once a month grocery shopping trip was pretty much my social life. And I don't have that now. So I've definitely gone into hermit mode and just asking lots of questions of self. Who the fuck are you and what are you doing here? I don't know. Well, suck my okay. I'm trying to be nicer to myself, right? The nuts are probably twice the price. Oh, I bet. I wouldn't know. I think everything was at like 3 times the price when I quit buying it. So I could literally say I haven't shopped since last year. Happy New Year, everybody. It's, February 4. Do we all know what day that is? I got beat up and shown on the news back in San Diego, like the week that, wow. Okay. Anyways, so let me look at my list. I probably didn't write everything down every day, and a lot of it is redundant anyways. Like I'll make like a pasta and I'll eat it for 3 days or whatever. No shop diet. Let's see where we're at. Okay, I'm just going to go through the list. We'll kind of talk about it, and then I'll talk about one of my concerns. And then if you have any questions, feel free. And I'm just going to try to keep this relatively short. All right, sourdough crackers and bread, ranch dressing, sunchokes, roasted and raw, pasta with roasted garlic marinara with rampicante and cream. So rampicante, for those who don't know, is an Italian heirloom squash. And they grow like 4 feet long and they're incredible. But I'm all out of that. Let's see. Cranberry salad, bread with cheese, bread with jam, bread with butter, bread with salad with, of course, homemade croutons and dressing. Shrimp tacos, salsa, spaghetti nose, chili, peanut butter banana, blueberry cherry jam bread. And by the way, I did just make a banana blueberry bread a few days ago. Pumpkin bread with cranberries and walnuts, apples and pecans, apple pie filling in a tortilla, roasted butternut, roasted pumpkin. I only have 1 pumpkin and 1 butternut left from the fall. Of course, my yummy herbal teas with ginger, watermelon, and lemon. And how do I have watermelon this time of year? That's because I preserve my watermelon. I dehydrate some and then I put a whole bunch in ice cubes. So I can pull out watermelon and lemon to flavor something or make a yummy drink at any time. Sorry, lost my place. Here we go. Okay, blue cheese dressing, Alfredo sauce, ahi tuna, Cajun style, homemade sodas, of course, Buckeyes, baklava. Oh, it's so good. Ginger snaps. Those are really fucking good, too. Wait a minute. Oh, there's so much. Okay. Fries, roasted and mashed potatoes, bang bang shrimp, peanut butter chocolate cookies, pumpkin cheesecake, pumpkin and butternut seeds, clam chowder, pesto linguine, burger and fries. And by the way, it's local and grass-fed. Potato tacos with salsa, butternut bean and kale with mustard soup. From my garden, of course, the kale and mustard, corn chowder, ahi sandwich, rice pudding, a red pasta. And then I wrote down like goulash because I don't know. I just had a craving to use the beef and some vegetables and make a little sauce kind of. And I did, and noodles. nothing I've ever made or craved or anything before. I'm just, yeah. And then I Googled it and they're like, oh, that's goulash. Okay. I had no idea. Roast, chicken noodle, black bean soup. I think I said Cajun ahi pasta already. Creme brulee. Ooh, spicy brownies, dude. Oh my God. With walnuts. Italian wedding soup. Tomato meatball soup. Tortellini. Italian wedding meatball soup and lasagna meatball soup. Ribeye, lasagna, mahi mahi, mac and cheese, which like the baked kind I had, mozzarella, sharp cheddar, and pepper jack. Oh, and Parmesan cheeses with panko baked on top. And most recently, might have been last night, a black and blue burger with fries and pickles. And black and blue, for those who don't know, are blue cheese and blackening or Cajun seasoning I used. And of course, my pickles from my jars over there. Oop. And oh no, I just don't know what I did, but I missed it. Here we go. Okay. Yep. And that's it. Oh, nuts. Right. So I'm sure I don't remember to write everything down, but that's, and honestly, I miss vegetables, like fresh vegetables, right? I mean, I was having greens in my garden until we had -9 degrees. So that's all gone. And all of my vegetables, like when I make soups, like onion, garlic, celery, carrots, hot peppers, sweet peppers, those are all dehydrated. So, and then like the banana breads and things like that, those were all frozen. Which reminds me, I should look at my shopping list. So as I run out of things or whatever, I've been writing them down. Like, so when I do get to go shopping in April, then, yeah, but I haven't really like completely run out of too much, but navy beans, coffee, honey, ricotta cheese, pasta, sugar flour. I don't really need it. It's just on the yet. It's just on the list. Panko, Parmesan cheese, sharp cheddar, ground cloves, cayenne, and bananas. That's all I have on my list this whole time. So overall, I think it's going well. I like the challenge. I like to challenge myself, but I ain't gonna lie. I miss I would love to just bite it. I have dehydrated pears, and then my dear friend Savannah sent me some dehydrated bananas, apples, and mangoes, and they're all good and stuff. But honestly, I kind of miss just crunching into something fresh, right? But at the same time, since I've been eating seasonal for all these years, I mean, there really is no fruit. Pretty soon, I guess oranges will be in season, just not here. And technically, if I had apples, they kind of would be in season because they're like fall, winter. And then if they're preserved properly, I would still be able to have them. So if somebody delivered me an apple, or I wouldn't cry and I wouldn't say, no, I can't have that. But yeah, so I do. Yeah, that's it. So all of my fruits and vegetables are frozen or dehydrated or freeze dried, like my friend sent me. And I can do it. I can totally make it to the solstice, and that'll be like 5 whole months. Do I want to? I'm not sure. And the reason I'm not sure is because I just wonder if, we're going to have another 2020 kind of thing. And I wonder if I'm hurting myself by not shopping and putting a few things away, right? And if you remember, I didn't stock up before this. It was just a whim in my head. And I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. So I did. I didn't think it out and plan ahead and be like, oh my God, I better go buy a whole bunch of this because I'm going to miss it. I just kind of wanted to see. So as you can tell by my list, clearly I'm not suffering. Can I go the distance? Yes. Will I go the distance? I'm still deciding, because I feel like I'm a little concerned about where things may be going this year. And I think eclipse season, by the way, this is insane, because my second birthday, which happened to get randomly in Washington, happens to be April 8th, and I'm right under the path. So I don't know what that means, but I would just say, I'm just guessing. I don't know. Don't listen to anything I say. Don't believe anything I say ever at all about anything. But I am concerned about what might happen versus availability and such. On the other hand, on my phone, I get notifications every day. Quaker Oats or Vermont cheese, or like, I have never seen so many food recalls in my life. And so the cool part is I don't have to worry about any of that, right? Because I haven't bought, not only that, I haven't bought anything, which also works out now. I don't know if I had a car last video or if I was still looking, but I did find one, and first car payment of my life, which, by the way, I got attacked by a Ozark suicide bomber the other day. Freaking just jumped from off the road, like down in a ditch, like up to. Good news is it's a very well made car, and it was, I'm just totally amazed at how well it handled. Yeah, so the not grocery shopping is obviously helping with things like car payments and stuff. But then there's that, it might be fear that I haven't worked out yet, right? That, am I just being paranoid that 2020 was just like a dress rehearsal, and that the real food shortages are coming, which, as a farmer, I'm here to tell you, assuredly, definitely, 100% without a doubt, there absolutely will be extreme food shortages. Why? Hello, droughts in the summer. Like, people are already having a hard time keeping their animals fed, hay, straw, things like that. Like, we kind of need that stuff, right? Of course, I've heard, I don't know how many, but lots of bird places, I guess, just mysteriously blowing up. And even the things that don't blow up, there have been situations, including in my area, where they have to go in and kill every single bird, and like a couple times, and horrifically. So, and I'm okay with that, right? And I'm doing my best to grow everything, maybe not everything I need, because that would be impossible, but grow everything I can and then get the rest of what I need locally, which I've been doing. That's kind of no problem. But when these locals need to feed their own family and their own animals first, am I going to be able to get my Amish flour, or, things like that? So, that's my major hesitation about wondering if I'm going to be able to make it all the way. And if I don't, I mean, big deal, right? There's no like cop that's going to put me in prison, or there's no teacher that's going to fail me. I'm my own, right? So if I do quit, that's why. But at the same time, I love challenges and I love taking them on and I love seeing them through to the end. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just get over that fear and brush that aside and just whatever. Because if I can make it this long already, and clearly I'm not going to go hungry anytime soon, right? Even if there were no stores or whatever starting today, I would still be fine for a minute, right? And not that my diet would be glamorous or anything. I'll definitely run out of something soon, but I mean, I did run out of navy beans, but I got red beans, I got black beans, I got pinto beans. You know what I'm saying? Um, I already don't buy canned food and crap like that just because it's against my religion and dietary restrictions. But yeah, February, let's see, March, April. Yeah, actually, I mean, so it's basically like a good 6 weeks left for me to honor my, I guess it was a commitment, even though it wasn't like, oh my God, I vow to do this. It was just, I wanted to see if I could. So I guess the answer is yes, I can. But do I want to? Because again, I expressed what I felt about eclipse season and beyond. And I don't like, okay, so when I say no shop, that means no toilet paper, no paper towels, no soap, no Ziploc bags, no like anything, right? Like I've been surviving just off of what I already had without even preparing. So, you know, so that's it. And I'm glad I had this. There's like one other in there too. And it's like a really good next to my bedtime snack and way better than eating 7 freaking ginger snaps. But I can't help it. They're the best. By the way, if y'all don't make your own like extracts or tinctures, okay? So like I make, let's see, vanilla, coffee, cacao, carob, ginger, mint, mandarin, lemon, cinnamon, clove, anise, allspice, and maybe I left out a few, stevia. But I would suggest making your own because they are a freaking game changer. Like I mean, I made ginger snaps before. It was on the menu when I used to have my cookie baking business. Oh my God, I'm so old. Has it been that long? Oh, a good 20 years ago. But yeah, making it with the tinctures like the ginger and the cinnamon and it's just bomb freaking diggity. So I don't know. I would suggest if you're into like cookies and making them bomb diggity, then start your own tinctures. Now, for tinctures like that, right? You're going to want to beat the nuts and stuff like that. Break them up a little, the coffee beans, the carob, the cacao, stuff like that. But I let them tincture for a year or more. And then you could like re-tincture the same stuff if you want, but I already have my next year ones going, which I did immediately when I finally strained these a few months ago. So I don't know. It's just good to have because I mean, like, what if you were just eating rice and beans for the rest of your life? Even just having those tinctures will give it not only the medicinal benefits of those herbs, but flavor, which, burnout is a thing. Like people quit eating at all. If it's like, no, I cannot eat plain damn white rice again one more day. I would rather die. So that does actually happen. So I don't know. Yeah, like I said, the freeze killed everything. So I don't have any fresh food in the yard right now. Some of the herbs, weeds, like henbit, some dandelions, things like that are starting to grow. So I'll have some kind of greens, but yeah, my kales and shards and broccoli, just everything just poof, gone. I killed a bunch of stuff in the greenhouse again too. Whatever. One of these days I'll have it all figured out to where the greenhouse stays a nice balmy 80 in the -9 degrees. So, yeah, not a frugarian goulash. No, I haven't been depriving myself. No, see, that's why it's kind of a joke, right? The whole challenge thing. But really, it's just to see if I can get over my damn self and my own whimsical natures, right? No plastic on my car. That's why I'm here to tell about it. I can say this. If I was driving that van and that same thing happened, I don't even know if I would be here. Somebody probably would have taken me to a hospital against my will. The car definitely would have been totaled. But with this vehicle and stainless steel, it's like, I am so fucking lucky. I am so blessed. I am so protected. And that's all I got to say. I did post a video on Twitter and Facebook. And it's just, I'm still freaking shocked and amazed that a 500-pound deer, and I got pictures, I just didn't post them because, social media. Skywalk, hello. You're not so old, but you're so yeah, so I made it. The car is awesome and badass, and I'm so grateful. And it's just, yeah, more proof of how protected I am. So Derek asked, you expect food shortages to start in the spring? Kind of. But again, don't listen to anything I say. It's just my own. And the reason I say spring is because that's when the eclipses are starting. And that's usually when drama starts. Plus, the last 2 years of drought, and now all this, and 2 years of way below normal temps, right? So people who would normally be growing greens now aren't. They can't, right? Because they're gone. And people have to feed their animals, right? So I think, again, 2020 was a dress rehearsal and that the real ones are coming up soon. And to those of you coming late, that's why I am considering not continuing all the way this challenge. Not because I can't do it. I can easily do it. But it's because I don't want to shoot myself in the foot by not being prepared. I would hate to be like, God damn it, I had to like stroke my ego and not shop for 5 fucking months just so I can. And if it does happen that way, then guess what? I've already done it 5 months. So what's another fucking 5 months or 5 years or whatever? And just the way the prices and everything have increased like dramatically. And I don't know where you all live, but Arkansas is one of the highest priced food places in the country. Like California has cheaper food than we do here. Okay? Like big cities, way less expensive food. And it makes no sense since most of it originates here. But I don't know, maybe they have to ship it to China and then ship it back and then truck it back. I don't know what the excuse is. The lower cost of living, they got to get us some way. I don't know. Speaking of which, the power, using like half of what I was in 2020 in the winter because of fire and propane, but it's like more than 3 times higher. And there's people like single women with $600 power bills these days. It's pretty cray. So that's where I'm at, and I'm not really sure. I'm going to think about it some more, but if I feel the need to just go buy shit, like I said, I already emptied one whole freezer, and then my refrigerator freezers are nice and sparse where they used to be you open it and shit's falling out, right? So that's beautiful. I love it. And I converted a lot of the food in the freezers into jars or even into things that like went back into the freezer, right? Like lasagna or, then I cut it all up and wrap the pieces and stick it in there. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I am going to trust my guidance. And I don't want to like wait till the last minute and then be like, oh, I better go shopping every day now and catch up on all those things that, do I need anything? No. But I don't want to be caught without them next year, right? And given that some of these foods that I've eaten, like freezer burn stuff, right, in the back of the freezer, it's been in there a minute, right? A lot of this stuff, like I haven't bought since 2020 or 2021. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm trusting my guidance, though. That's what I'm sure of. But I'm just being honest and forthright with you all. I don't know if I'll make it all the way. But yeah. So I think that's pretty much all I have to share about that. A couple things. I did start posting shorts, which is actually really good because I take short little videos like that to text, but then they never go through. So then my phone's just filled up with a bunch of them. So that's kind of cool if you want to see a little bit more of my life. What else? I'm going to start doing all of my health related videos on Patreon only. Just because, well, I got to make a living too. And it's obviously $7 a month isn't going to make me a living. But what it does tell me is that you care enough about my content, right? I'm tired of being banned and shadow banned, and what do they call it, where they roll back your numbers, they roll back your likes, they roll back like everything. And I'm tired of being invisible. And I've noticed after almost 20 years of doing this that people appreciate what they pay for. And I have people that have like never done anything and demanding more of my time on social media. So if you do happen to watch this, suck my dick. Like, again, for those of you who don't know, I'm taking care of a farm by myself, 50-something-year-old woman who used to not be able to walk. Like, it's hard when it's icy and everything's stuck to the ground and I have to go up and down that hill every day and keep everyone fed and warm and water. Like, do you know how many times you have to fill those bowls a day when it's -9? Like it freezes as you're pouring it. So I actually have a life. I'm not here just to entertain people. That, if you are entertained, great, right? But that's not my purpose. The whole reason I started social media at all was to help people and share what I learned the hard ways so y'all don't have to suffer. But now, after 20 years, and here's the big thing, like why, like even my own friends don't share my work. They don't show up and comment. They don't, I never see them post my stuff on their pages, right? So again, even if I only have one paying person, that's, what? That person is saying, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to learn from your experience. And so that's what I'm doing. Is the Patreon up? Yes. It's called Ozarks Church of Nature, I'm sure. But let me just look it up and make sure. Yeah, it is. It's patreon.com, Ozarks Church of Nature. I'll put the link here. And, you know, I don't have to, again, I'm not going to be posting videos every day or all of that stuff. I just unfortunately don't have time because I'm trying to build a life and keep people alive. And eventually, all these animals and things and herbs and, you know, has to turn into an income, right? But it's not right now, right? So it's still, credit cards are going higher, and yeah, and I just got tired of repeating the same, Christy, how do I do this? And then I tell them, and then they don't listen, and then they get mad, right? And like people completely misinterpret like why I do what I do, right? Like I was actually told in my or a dumb comment on the last No Shop Diet update, you hate women, and why are you so mean to people who don't live like you? Dude, really? Like that's not it at all. I am trying to motivate and inspire and help people do better, whatever that better is for them, right? Do I want to do, but I want my friends to hold me accountable. I want to be encouraged to do better. I don't want to stagnate. And really, who does, right? So if you view it that way, suck it. There's nothing I can do about that. But I think it's pretty obvious in my 20 years of free content that I ain't hating. I paid for all of the opportunities to help everybody else for free. And, you know, looking over the years, the very few that ever thought to give back, again, I don't owe anyone anything. And here's another thing. There's nothing I can say that I haven't said already, number one. And everyone else and their mother and brother, and they're all saying the same thing anyways, right? So I'm not that narcissistic to think that I have to be the one and you have to listen. I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. That being said, Patreon. I can't remember what all the choices were, but the ones at the top of my head are radiation, surviving radiation, and the flu. We're probably not allowed to say the C word still, I'm guessing, since I've had videos from 12 years ago be erased for saying the V word. And that's another reason I have to go over there. I'm tired of everything getting erased, like 12-year-old radio shows, really, because we mentioned Merc, is in something that starts with a V. Like, really? It's like factual, but I'm not allowed to say it. So everything has to go over to Patreon. Unfortunately, and really fortunately, because again, I want to talk. I only want to talk to people who can and desire to hear me. I have been really stupid in my hermit mode these last few months. I'm just like totally checking and all the dumb shit that got me from there to here. Wait. It's telling me it's going to give you an ad. I just hit skip ad. So I hope it doesn't interrupt the video. No, I totally forgot where I was, but whatever. Okay. Kodo. Oh, cool. Been watching you for years. You've come. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And that's, again, why I'm, assessing myself and all the dumb shit I ever did to get from there to here. And it's embarrassing sometimes, really, when and one of my biggest mistakes was really just like vomiting all over and giving everyone everything and too much. And, so I ain't doing that no more. Like I've been again beat up enough for trying to help that I don't have to do that. And that, again, of course, is the number one benefit of Patreon, besides the fact that I might be able to still say those words. And two, I know you're there because you want to be there. Yeah, and I suck at all this social media and technology stuff. I still need help. Can you believe after almost 20 years, and all these people that, oh, I love you so much. Oh, do more, do more. Oh, I want to hear. Not one single person has offered to help. Like, what's up with that, right? So that's another, like, duh. If they really wanted you, people would help, right? Like, teach me how to do a video on Patreon. Like, I'm not looking for freaking slaves, but somebody that has a skill that can teach me how to do it so I'm not dependent and everything is just so rudimentary and ridiculous. Like, yeah, I need help too. And so, yeah, when it comes between living my life and stressing out over technology, living my life is always gonna win, right? I got cats, man. Like, I had to yell at this computer for an hour and a half to make my speaker work. And then this is the third video that I had to start to make it work. Like, really? I got better things to do. I could have pussy in my face. And they're sweet and they purr at healing frequencies. So, yeah. Anyways, so I think those are the only things that are kind of new. I'm still like teetering the social media thing. I give myself 20 minutes a day, and it's not like a 20-minute lump. It'll be like 3 minutes here, and sometimes I leave it on accidentally or whatever, but there's really no reason. I've met really great people, and I'm super grateful for that. But in general, most everyone on social media is fucking fake. And even if you are a real person, you're fucking fake, right? So all the bots, all the scammers, all the spam, it's just off the hook. So, I mean, in a nutshell, I've got better things to do. I like real relationships. I don't want my whole like I don't like the fact that I'm expected to share stuff on social media so my so-called friends can know what's up. Like, you want to know what's up? Send me a fucking text, right? Or an email. Or, you know what I mean? The whole communication thing. Like, I'm old enough to remember when people used to go outside and play or do things. And now we're just staring at our fucking phones or the stupid screen that's freaking radiating us. And like, I just can't. So, yeah, I'm limiting my time drastically. I am going to do my very best. And I'll take suggestions on the Patreon videos too, the health related. But yeah, like I said, the ones I remember that I have in the pipeline are the flu, we'll call it, and radiation. And by the way, speaking of flu, I figured out how to not get deleted on YouTube. Ask me how. Okay, let me tell you. I'm going to open my YouTube page, but I named this talk I did some funny, stupid name. Let me find it. Delusional flu poo rant. I called it that because I figured if I call it delusional, right, then YouTube can't get mad at me for medical misinformation or anything, because I said for sure that it's delusional and it's poo. And I warned y'all to not listen. So after all these years, I finally figured out how to not get deleted. So if I do put a video up there with any substance, it's probably going to have to be called delusional something, right? Some kind of rant. But yeah, it seems to work, because I am pretty sure if I wrote metaphysical cold and flu remedies or something like that, it would have been deleted immediately, like all my other videos I used to do. So yeah, delusional flu poo or poof, whatever. And unfortunately, it's not the full video because the camera kept dying and all this stuff, but whatever, at least it's something, at least to give you something to think about. Hold up signs. I'm sorry, I don't, gang signs. Yo, I am from the hood, so I guess, but no. Hold up signs. Anyways, and I do love being here and seeing familiar faces and names, and I enjoy that bond that we've created. So I'm not trying to negate the whole, social media sucks entirely. I mean, to a point, I think it's done a lot of good things, right? Like connect like-minded people and let other people not feel so alone. It was like my only thing keeping me, I wouldn't say sane, but alive in my homelessness. Right? So, but yeah, I've got my group of friends, basically. Of course, I'm always looking for like minds, but what I've noticed on social media is people more, they bond based on hate, really. Like, oh, you hate Trump, I hate him too. Well, let's start this club and let's go after all the trumpets. You hate Biden, I hate Biden too. Well, cool, let's be friends and go fuck with all our neighbors that don't want to wear masks. Or, you know what I mean? And trauma bonding, right? Very real. And again, to a point, it's all necessary, right? While we're gaining our footing and healing and such. But I'm an old lady, lady. I'm an old crone. So, it's just, yeah, I don't, and I'm not going to add social media on my phone. I'm just not. So again, if it comes between my life and keeping my animals alive and warm and well fed and my plants maintained and my home cooked food, and I don't just home cook food, I make every single thing from scratch. Like, you know what I mean? Like every single thing, including my, I don't go buy a Cajun seasoning. I make a Cajun seasoning, or I don't, whatever. So I am totally into real relationships, people coming over, people calling, people emailing, people texting. The calling thing kind of sucks because the phone just doesn't most of the time. Sometimes it does ring, but for the most part, it's bullshit. It's like ever since the upgrades. But eventually it works. And just because it doesn't work doesn't mean I don't try. Like I'll call, get hung up on like 5 times and keep calling back or grab the other phone or whatever. I'd love to, really have more of a local, I am doing some stuff locally, but I don't really want to talk about it right now just because there's too many haters that throw too much shade and it works, basically. So I've definitely been learning to not share the good or the bad, and I don't like it because naturally, getting back to all my stupidness, I'm the one that wants to tell you like every single thing, right? But yeah, I learned the hard way. You can't tell people until after you've done it. Right. And I mean, perfect example last year with my so-called friends trying to steal my business and put me out of business. Right. Like you can't even. Yeah. So action, baby. That's the only language I listen to these days are action. So That's it. I've gone on too much. I'm sorry the first 20 minutes was watching me eat my cheese bread, but I was starving. What can I say? Ever since the phone upgrades here, you see the repairman in the alley at least once a week. Wow. Isn't that something? Like, I think all of us here are old enough to remember when phones worked. It wasn't that long ago, right? Right. In fact, it was just right before February of 2022. Yeah, and it was Valentine's Day. Like I get up, whatever, and that day I'm trying to call my friend and do and like sent me straight to the people like, you are forced to buy a new $1,000 phone right now or we're cutting off your service forever. Like fucking seriously? How is that not criminal? You know what I mean? Like, how often are you going to force me to buy more shit? Yeah. That reminds me of that Indian scammer video where the dude was sending him boxes of shit. And I just fucking feel like sending all these people boxes of shit. And then and they can call me and like beg me to not send them shit. But yeah, whatever. So going back to messenger birds, right? And you know what? These phones, they call everywhere in the world, right? So why are we using social media as our only way of communicating? And yeah, I'm sure they're spying on our phones too, right? But there is a little bit more semblance of privacy on our phone than in social media. And speaking of social media, my Facebook Messenger still, what has it been, 2 years since it's worked? So what's the point, right? So that being said, I'm Ozark's Church of Nature on Twitter and on Facebook. And as we discussed earlier, on Patreon. On Facebook, I have a Christie Aphrodite page, and then I have my Teressence page. I think it's Self Love Heals All is the like ... whatever. I'm too old for this shit. So you know how to dial in a circle, right? Thank you, beach lover. That's sweet and cute. And you make an old crone feel good. But yeah, no, really. The whole like, yeah, and I don't really just want to get up here and talk about me, honestly. I want like a community, like where we can discuss our challenges and what we're trying to improve within ourselves and encourage one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, does shit like that exist anymore? And it's like every time I try, people, dude, I was having a Bible study here and people legit got mad because I asked questions. Like, yeah, so I'm just not even, I just can't like, so I've been in hermit mode. But yeah, like good old fashioned friendships. Remember that? I know some of y'all are old like me and some of you are older. So yeah, remember real relationships and real friendships and real people that supported you in your challenges. And that's what I want. Dude, if I see another selfie again, I'm going to motherfucking like shoot you. Like, I just can't. Like, really? Is that all we're, just looking in your phone all day trying to get the best fucking pose so you can look like somebody that ain't even you? I don't know how many people you've all met from social media, but I've met a lot. And I'll just say, very few are even recognizable in person. Like, they don't even, whoa, that's, I think there was like a meme, which fuck memes. But anyways, some of them are funny, but it said something like, about posting your real picture or taking off the filters. So if, somebody has to search and rescue or search for you or something, they know who they're looking for. But yeah, memes, that's another thing. Like, you see the same thing over and over and over and over, and the same people or different people passing the same thing around. And I even wrote it on Facebook today. I'm like, that's cute, but I want to hear what you have to say. What I know, there's something inside you. I know you have a goal. I know you have a dream. I know you have a vision. I know you have a care. And you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just not playing the look at me, I'm so great, and let me share the same thing that everybody else already did with the same famous people, which are all fucking bullshit actors anyways, right? That's the only reason you're allowed to hear their names. Why are we doing this? Like, why? I hang with a cat named Aphrodite. Yep. I bet you she's I wouldn't say bitch, but I bet she tests you. But you could totally call me a bitch. I don't fucking care. Yeah, I really don't. That's it. I hope to see you on Patreon. I will be back here. I'm just not going to, I unfortunately can't talk about anything important, right? And which doesn't make sense to me because other channels are allowed to say flu or the C word or radiation or why is everybody else but me allowed to say that? You got a bitch cat. I think I'm going to adopt that as my nickname. You guys, thanks so much for being here. And I hope to see you again. And pretty please, feel free to contact me. Like in real life. Like, let's say hey. And let's like call and have like a real conversation about real shit, right? So yeah, I'm here to encourage and hopefully inspire you to be the best you. And I don't care what your goals or dreams are, but I'm going to cheerlead you on, And I think we need that, right? So, all right. Thank you. And there's no questions, right? I didn't see any questions, so I guess I'll give you like 60 seconds if any questions come up in the chat before I hang up. Sorry about that. I love you too, Skywalk. Yeah, Casey. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'll count backwards from 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we did it. Okay, love you all. Thanks again. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.